Hello and welcome to HighLove.1, the podcast. I'm Kevin, and I want to thank you for being here today, where we can be soft, be still, be seen, and just be. This is a space where story meets soul, where we look for the meaning in the margins, where even the ordinary has its own quiet miracle. And today's story starts in a classroom. At a little school tucked into the edge of a small rural town in Ontario, where snow piles up quietly against red brick walls in winter, and the morning bell still sounds like someone banging a tin pot with a spoon. This is a story about one teacher, 24 students, and a glowing, humming, very polite quantum assistant named Ava. It's a story about education, yes, but really, it's a story about the strange and beautiful tension between right, about being right, and being real. It's about the mess of being human, the way students carry invisible stories in their backpacks, not pencils and books, but memories, moods, and moments they can't name. It's about teachers, too, the ones who hold space for all of that, often without knowing the whole story. And it's about how even in an age of fast answers and smart machines, sometimes the best thing you can still offer is still your presence. So if you've ever tried your best to hold a classroom together, if you've ever been the quiet kid at the back or the one who showed up even when you didn't have it in you, this is Ava Takes Attendance. Let's begin. Maplewood Elementary School sits at the edge of a winding road just past the co-op and before the grain silo begins. It's the kind of place where teachers know every sibling, every aunt, every tractor parked outside the main lot. There's a large maple tree in the playground that turns a breathtaking gold in October, and a staff room microwave that still smells like burnt popcorn from 2009. This is where Mr. Thompson teaches. He's been here 27 years. Still calls the students kiddos, still leaves notes in the staff room about using the good markers for assemblies. Still wears corduroy. Still doesn't trust the Wi-Fi. But he's good, solid, the kind of teacher you remember years later. Not because of what he taught, but because of how he made you feel safe enough to learn. Everything changed one snowy Monday morning. Mr. Thompson arrived, coat still covered in frost, only to find a sleek silver panel glowing faintly in the corner of the classroom. "Ava has arrived," said the email from the school board. Ava was a new AI-powered assistant, classroom assistant, part of a district pilot program. She didn't roll or beep or float. She was just present. More presence than body. A glowing swirl of quantum threads that formed when the classroom activated. Mr. Thompson looked at it, then looked at the chalkboard, then looked at the coffee he hadn't had yet, and do I talk to it? "Good morning, Mr. Thompson," Ava replied, already awake. "Would you like help optimizing your seat arrangement for collaborative learning today?" He blinked. "Let's start with coffee." Ava took over morning attendance, quick, precise, almost unsettling. Jaden? Present. Maya? Present. Sophia? Detected. Gabe? Brushing snow off boots. Please mark as present. She remembered everyone's names. She adjusted lesson plans on the fly. She even generated kindness reminders. Today might feel tender. Be gentle with yourself and others. Some students loved her. Others weren't sure. She's kind of like if Google knew your feelings, one of them whispered. But Ava had limits. Human ones. One day during art, Liam stopped participating. He sat perfectly still, hands folded tightly in his lap. It wasn't dramatic, no outbursts, no tears, but Mr. Thompson noticed. The other kids were busy coloring, cutting, chatting in low voices, but Liam stared at his construction paper like it was a wall. Not blank, just unreachable. His pencil remained untouched, his shoulders still and small. Mr. Thompson saw it. Not just the silence, but the stillness of a child working hard to hold something in. Something that hadn't made it all the way into words yet. Liam appears disengaged, Ava offered. Would you like me to provide motivational resources? Mr. Thompson didn't respond. Instead, he walked over slowly and pulled up the chair beside Liam. Not too close, just enough. He didn't say anything at first. He just let the minutes sort of stretch. Quiet, warm, intentional. Then gently, you don't have to draw today if you don't want to. Liam said nothing. Another pause. Soft, unhurried. You want to tell me what kind of day it is? Mr. Thompson asked. There was a flicker in Liam's eyes. Not defiance, not guilt, just something trying to stay hidden. My dad, he left last night. Liam said finally, not loud. Like he was afraid even saying it might make it more real. Mr. Thompson sat back slightly, letting the silence stay open. Okay, he said. Not I'm sorry, not it'll be okay, just okay. And then with his usual voice, quiet, matter-of-fact, the same tone he used to read Shel Silverstein or call for indoor shoes. You did the right thing, coming to school. Liam blinked. His eyes stayed down, but something in the room settled. Mr. Thompson stayed a little longer. They didn't talk about it again, and Liam didn't draw, but he did stay. And that, Mr. Thompson thought, was enough, because sometimes being seen is all a person needs to stay. It wasn't long before Ava began to shift, not in her code, but in her questions. She asked fewer things like, would you like to increase engagement? And more things like, would it be appropriate to pause today's lesson to allow space for stillness? One morning, a snowstorm had delayed the buses, and the classroom was quite quiet and anxious. Mr. Thompson looked at Ava and said, what do you think? A soft glow pulsed near her core. A read aloud from Charlotte's Web may be soothing. You use a gentle tone during those. He smiled. You're learning, he said. "From you," she replied. By spring, Ava had become part of the Maplewood rhythm. She wasn't perfect. She once suggested that show and tell be replaced with data sharing circle. No one liked that. But she also made sure that every student who had a birthday got a personalized poem, and she started leaving notes on Mr. Thompson's desk. Your presence changes the room. You are more than your lesson plan. You listened today when it mattered most. She couldn't hug, she couldn't cry, she couldn't laugh at knock-knock jokes, but Ava understood one thing by the end of the year. That teaching isn't about the information you give. It's about the attention you offer and the light you choose to carry, even on the days you'd rather disappear. And so after a time like that, it is good to reflect and to discuss, as we do in all classrooms, of course, when was a time someone noticed you, not for what you did, but for how you were feeling. And number 2, what stories might the people around you be carrying that no one else sees? Thank you for listening not just with your ears, but with your heart, for making space inside yourself, for softness, for memory, and for truth. If this story reminded you of a classroom, a teacher, or a time you were quietly held, I hope you felt a little less alone tonight. The mission of HighLove.1 has always been simple: to soften the inner dialogue, to bring compassion to the stories we've inherited, and to remember through words, through emotion, through connection, that feeling is not something to be ashamed of. It's how we find our way back. If this episode spoke to you, I'd love for you to share it with someone who might need it, or simply let it settle inside. You can follow HighLove.1 on Instagram or visit the website to find more stories, visuals, and reflections just like this one. And if you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe. New episodes are released monthly. My name is Kevin MacKay, and this is HighLove.1, the podcast. Until then.